I'm Janet Moore, and here is Jenna Love and Amor.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Jenna Love here. So happy to be on live with you guys tonight. We have some really exciting announcements. I'm typing in our names right now.
I think you're actually changing Janet's name, I believe.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you might want to stop that.
Okay, I'll stop that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, we got some exciting announcements.
Yes, guys, we have been working so hard to put together the most amazing coaching program for you guys, and it's actually ready to launch tonight. Woo!
Yes, right before.
Yes. So the name of our group coaching program is called the Love Accelerator Academy.
Yes,
and it is so jam-packed with tools and techniques that are going to help you become an energetic match to true love, the true love that you really desire, not the old stuff that you've been recreating over and over again, but creating new patterns, new intentions, new boundaries, basically upgrading your love life as you know it. So, yes, we would like to invite you all to check it out. We have the link here scrolling on the bottom of the page. It's loveacceleratoracademy.com. And would you like to add anything? Yeah, we'll have 3 coaches. It'll be myself, my husband, Amor, and then the beautiful Janet Moore, the expert in dating coaching. She's been doing this for over 15 years now. So we're excited to combine all of our forces together to really bring about transformation in people's love life so that they can have the relationship that they've always desired, and therefore emanate that vibration of love, which we all deserve, and therefore make a better impact in the world. Because we all know that when we're happy in our relationships and we have somebody supporting us and loving us unconditionally, we are happier and holding a healthier vibration for the world around us. So,
right.
Do you guys want to add anything about it? What I missed?
I don't know. You said a lot. You said so much there so well.
I know she did. She always does.
I know.
She's amazing.
What's exciting for me, and I think what the goal of the whole thing is overall is to become that vibration that you want to attract, or become that vibration that will attract what you want. And that's what we're looking to coach you into this program.
Yeah, literally, it's about unprogramming that old program that was established growing up. Like, we all see it. We get into these relationships, the honeymoon phase starts to fade away, and then the mask comes off and shit gets challenging 6 months into the relationship. The honeymoon phase, fades anywhere between 6 weeks and 6 months.
6 minutes and 6 months.
It starts to get challenging, and we actually experience this in our own relationship. And the work that we do actually reprograms the unconscious mind, which is 95% of how we show up in our relationship, our emotions, our beliefs, our patterns, all of these things that really matter, how we communicate. So it's exciting to help people really peel back the layers and become, like he was saying, that energetic match to what we really want, instead of recreating that old shit that we don't want. So yes, and on top of that, and we have another exciting announcement. We are hosting another amazing Conscious Singles event. That's right. It's taking place June 26th, and it's going to be at Casa de Luz. It's going to be from 4 to 7 p.m., and we did that on purpose so that afterwards there's enough time for you to continue connecting with other people over dinner at Casa de Luz. Because
it's going to be Casa de Luz for all the yummy food. Y'all can go afterwards and just get to know each other better.
I do love the food they have there.
And last time we had how many connections? We had like
over
I
20
lost count.
connections. Yeah.
There's a lot of
It
people
was
make connections.
crazy.
So one thing you might not
Follow up and
know.
see which one's really sticking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. What's really cool about our events is, there's lots of speed dating going on, and we are actually going to include sort of I might give you a little spoiler here, a little bit about that. We're going to put a little bit of that in this next one. But what's really cool about ours is you get to do all these different kind of connection exercises, get to know each other in different ways, learn something new, and then also at the end you get to say who you're attracted to, who you actually want to meet, and we will actually connect you at the end if there's a match. And there was, what did you say? How many?
Over 20.
Over 20 people actually matched each other.
Yeah. I mean, there was a total of 40 people at the event, and sweet friends, it was gender balanced to the T. So there was no guy showing up saying, oh, there's too many guys here, and no girls saying, oh my God, there's too many girls. It was perfectly balanced, and that's our goal for every event, because we know how important that is.
We work hard to get a balance. We think that's important for the events.
So if you have to sign up on the wait list, do it, because literally we will release tickets as the genders balance. It's just part of the process of me trying to keep the genders balance. So thank you for your patience in that, and it'll be worth it, I promise.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, today, this particular episode, we have a special guest. Yeah, and I like this banner here of him. Let's see if I can make it go.
Yes, we are so excited.
I guess it doesn't show. Okay. Yeah, so his name's he's an astrologist. His name's Alex. How do you say Boulos?
We got to get him to pronounce it.
And our topic today is, again, let's see, let me go back to my little banners here, is who is your love vibe match, your astrological love vibe match, okay? So basically, it's going to be talking about astrology and relationships. So let's go ahead and bring him on. So here we go.
Yay!
There he is.
Hello. Hey. How's it going, everybody?
Hey, good.
Great to see y'all. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here. If you might want to scoot over and be in the middle, maybe a little bit. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. I know y'all have to get really close. Good thing y'all are married.
Yeah. So we're talking about love, huh?
Love and relationships, and how to what's your astrological love vibe like? First of all, how do you improve your relationship using astrology? You're an astrologist. Tell us more about that. That's our first thing we're going to talk about, is how do you improve your relationship using astrology?
Yeah, very good question. Well, I guess this kind of segues into, because I want to get into that answer, but I want to say a little bit about me and how I found astrology, and I think that's how my experience comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started when I was at the end of my college life, just before starting my career. And I was kind of in a stage where I was just very interested in knowing about life and knowing about the big questions in life, who am I, and what am I doing here? Where am I going? And how can I really aim at something that is worthwhile, and not just for my ego now, for this bigger thing that we're all a part of when we really connect to our hearts. And so that's where I started reading a lot about astrology, and astrology is the science of vibes. So some songs are harmonious together and others create chaos, but sometimes we look for chaos to shake our reality or strengthen our foundation. And relationships are very complicated, and there are no one size fits all solutions to a successful relationship. It's a very complex and multi-layered question, but the nature of our existence is a relationship itself between polarities that are constantly expanding the universe while remaining the same yet different, because we are always changing, but our consciousness is eternal. So take that in. Love is the energy that brings everything together in harmony. When love is not there, there is no togetherness. And then you get in the realm of love languages, with some people requiring touch or words of affirmation or acts of services and so forth. This is in part due to conditioning and watching our parents do it, but it is also connected to each person's human design, astrology chart, and believe it or not, numerology in their names. Meaning exists everywhere. And whether you are aware of it or not, you emit and receive vibrations from everywhere, which describe an abstract picture of your soul in every moment. There are multiple points of view and methods that you can use to map your life trajectory, but rest assured you can never accurately predict or manifest anything concrete, as you cannot fully grasp everything that is at play. So it's when you release control and you start to think about your life abstractly, you'll start to see that there are patterns and cycles everywhere. The way we think about the world is a vibration that is creating our world. There's a vibration to the word fish in my head. And it's just my relationship to that vibration that is coming in my mind. But then when you're hearing this word, it's gonna bring in some concepts that you have attributed with the word fish. I'm thinking about the smell, I'm thinking about maybe a random average fish you see in the sea. And usually I'm not very optimistic about it. It might be a fish that is not really colored. And it's probably kind of flowing like that in a river. So the way we think about the world is vibration, and it's creating our world also. The problems we keep facing in our relationships reflect patterns that can be traced back to a point of origin, perhaps our childhood. When we become aware of and accept ourselves, we begin to flow with the waves of evolution. And so yeah, that's just kind of like something I wrote to kind of summarize my experience about like yeah the how I got into it, why use it, and what it really is, which I think is a very 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 deep question, because it's like how everything is connected. You have to kind of let go of the idea that everything is just an accident and you can only trust science and other people who know the answers. I trust my heart, I trust my experience, and the people who do the same can comprehend and kind of open up to the idea that we're all connected and we share a lot of things in common, and that's the way that we're able to perceive and communicate, and because we're like part of a bigger thing that is all connected, and it's just all energy. And like planets are huge bodies of energy. I consider them light beings. And you know how like you hold crystals, it has an energy, and they're attributes to every different kinds of energies, and it's super complex. But when you look at the vibration and the study of vibes itself, that's like the 12 zodiac signs. It's like when you go from one to another, it's like a totally different world of perception and boundaries and likes and dislikes and pros and cons, which manifest as in our human life but also in everywhere else. Because like the vibration of earth, water, air, fire, these are very broad archetypes that, I mean, fire, it's our passion. It's like when we get angry, that's fire, right? Water is our emotions, it's compassion, it's imagination, how we flow one with another, and like we adapt to a structure, or we so there's different stages of each element as well in astrology, and these are the three um, qualities. So you have cardinal, which is the action starters. You got fixed, which is the producers and those who kind of just like they hold on to something. And then there's the mutable signs, which are those who are very adaptable, flexible, and kind of easygoing. They let it go and they're just kind of, yeah, adaptable, and like just kind of like to mingle and change people's minds about things to show how open-minded they are. But yeah, so when you
That,
combine those
so
things, yeah.
so tell us more about like how what are like why is astrology and how is it important when kind of navigating relationships? Tell us more about that. Like I know that sounds all this is great about all that, but I just want to know how like related to astrology, let's see here. How can you improve your relationships using astrology?
Yeah, so once you start to think about life in an elemental way, so you study your own astrology, for example, you see that there is an energy and a vibration to the way you communicate. That's your Mercury. There is a vibration to how you like to exchange values and like how you experience nice things, and Venus and love and all that. Your Venus sign will tell you about the nature of that. It doesn't mean that you're doomed to something. But in a sense, it does represent the energetical influences at play, and how even though you have free will and you're using your body, you're creating, it's also gonna flow in a way that, and it's just inevitable. You have these almost these characteristics about yourself. So, and whether you believe in it or not, just thinking about these concepts and just looking at what it shows you, which is like your whole life and everything around it, and like the relationship and the types of relationship with all of that, and like you become aware. So it's like about self awareness. I think that's like what really helped me with astrology, is that I was starting to become aware of things that I didn't even know how to talk about. I didn't even know how to put to words, or I would doubt myself. I've dealt with a lot of shame and guilt and conditioning and repression of my emotions, and being gaslighted and all that. And then when I started learning about these things, and I started getting into a lot of different self-improvement things, which eventually led me to astrology. It's at the point where I got into astrology. At first I was like obsessed with it, and I could only talk about it, and people were like, you know, like, is astrology a religion or something? Like, are you trying to convince me to join something? And like, no, I just love it, and I'm just kind of passionate about it, and I like the impact it's had on me. So it helped me understand my parents' divorce and accept it instead of being stuck in the past. That's huge. And like looking and finding the blessing in things, and how blessing and like gratitude, these are energies, and they're high vibrational energies, so they kind of elevate. And when you look at, the levels of consciousness, and like, and you apply it to the astrology and the human design, you look at your chakras, you start to identify some major patterns like trauma, and like how these energies of yourself are fighting against each other in a way, and it creates split personalities within yourself. And
Chart.
sometimes the way you relate to yourself is
Yeah.
is is gonna be the manifestation of your whole life with other people. And so understanding yourself, it's like know thyself, Aristotle. Astrology is one of those things that can teach you so much about yourself, and it never ends how much things you can look at. You can look at who you are now, you can look at who you've been, you can track it over time, so you can start to predict certain energetical things that are going to come to your life very accurately, but not like in a concrete specific way. It's because you're not fully in control of everything here. It's like an interplay with so much, and you can only really control like what's here in your physical body. That's your vessel. And then what you can become aware and connect with, right? And that's intimacy.
And
So
even in
yeah.
the time of Aristotle, they had astrology then very similar to the practice you do now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, there's so many different astrologies, and it's not that one of them is better than the other and right. And I use Chinese astrology, I use Western. I'm tapping into Vedic, even though it's some people say you cannot, you have to choose. I'm like, no, I want to learn from every I want to see it, and I can only trust my experience and what worked for me. And I see a lot of truth in all kinds of astrologies and human design, very very deep, and
Yeah.
they connect to each other, and it's beautiful, and you can syncretize information, like, but you have to build a self-trust first, that your experience is the best mentor, is the best wisdom source you have. It's the
So
only one.
you can use astrology to improve your relationships by kind of knowing yourself better, knowing the other person better, and kind of knowing how they might, I like some people, like you were saying, some people say, oh, this is like a religion. Well, it's kind of a guide. I think of it something to look at, that you can use it as a guide, kind of understanding, like there are certain types, like if I know a guy's a Sagittarius, I'm out of there, man. Just see
Hmm.
you later. Sorry, Sot. We wouldn't, we wouldn't get along. But no offense, it's just not my type. It's a Taurus type, and not a Scorpio type. And so those are the kind of things, like just an understanding, like why you're, like I'm a Scorpio, very loyal, right? So kind of understanding, like, you don't want to cross me also because you're, whatever. But I'm just saying, those are the kind of thing when you kind of understand yourself and you can use it inside of helping you, I guess, improve relationships.
I have got a fun couple of stories of how it improved my relationship. I remember being in my mid-20s and super excited about my girlfriend at the time, and I talked to a very accomplished Vedic astrologer, and she looked at my charts and she looked at our charts and she like frowned and was like, I don't know about this, and then sure enough, and as things panned out, we ended up separating.
Yeah.
And later, after I met Jenna and was super excited about meeting her and progressing with her, I contacted the same astrologer and I was like, hey, what about these charts? And it was an entirely different perspective that she shared with me in terms of the positive energy about, wow, this is a great alignment. And I think Alex is going to talk about some of what he sees there in a little bit as well. So
Yeah.
that's how, that's one of the ways that it can be used, is to literally, you've got someone that you're interested in. And I know that this is done in a lot of arranged marriages in India. They actually run the charts. They run the charts of the people and determine if they're going to be a good match.
Mhm.
And so that's a great practical way to use it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as we learn about ourselves, I was going to bring up the idea of, once we tune more into our intuition through learning about ourselves through astrology, it's always a good idea to take what resonates with us and leave the rest, right?
Yeah.
So there's like, for instance, as a Taurus, I've been labeled as lazy, and I'm like, no, fuck no, I'm not lazy. Go get her.
I'm not jealous.
Be put in that box. No way am I going to be put in that container or have that label. So, I mean,
Well, you like to take things slow. You like to really be sure where you're going is gonna be solid, and you like it slow and steady, or however you like to approach it. You don't like to be pushed around because you have your own movement flow, and like like people can try to push you, but you're not even gonna, like you're going that way, and it's but if people are trying to like get your horns and stuff, then you're gonna push them away from you and like move in your direction. So it's the staying power of Taurus. Like wherever you want to settle, you're gonna be, and that can be in a production factory where you're constantly moving and actively producing beauty stuff, nurturing stuff. Taurus's values is it's fixed earth. It's like what do you want to fixate with the earth element, which is physicality and touch and sensuality and perfumes. And so it's like gardening. It's like loving to savor the food you're eating and like taste the red wine and like just enjoy the physical abundance that there is and produce beauty. So I'd say, yeah, Tauruses that I meet, they're very creative, actually, very they create beautiful stuff that make me dream as a Pisces sun person. So I look at your designs and it kind of it takes my mind on a trip.
So let's talk about learning which signs are compatible with you, like for each sign.
So that's one of an example. You have Earth from Taurus, is fixed Earth, and
Alex,
me and like
can I ask you to look at the camera? Because you look.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, because I'm looking at you guys, and this is like a webcam thing. So my bad. Yeah. So water and earth. These are the two elements that complete each other in the yin realm of being. Yin is kind of like being not very active and like outward oriented, but more kind of nourishing the inside and like protecting and tending to the day-to-day stuff, reality. Like the fire and air, these are the other masculine signs. So you have fire and air, which are also compatible. So usually fire and air, masculine signs, go well together because they're both extroverted more and more kind of social and like action oriented, where the earth and water, we're more kind of private, reserved, behind the scenes. We don't necessarily want to be kind of in the spotlight all the time, and like it tires us. Sometimes it's work. We're more kind of like we can enjoy a movie or cuddles or eating food and kind of just like producing for those people who want to be like Leo center stage. But every sign has the other signs within themselves, because it's kind of a succession of, you have the full signs. Like you're not just Scorpio
Right.
Janet. Actually, your Mercury happens to be in Sagittarius. So I thought that when you said you don't like Sagittarius, it's kind of like a challenge that you're setting out there for those who are Sagittariuses, because you know really well how to communicate the Sag energy, like adventure, open-mindedness. And so even though your Scorpio nature is like loyal and like, like wants that deep intimacy and trust and commitment, you're still able to understand and open your mind to like adventure and kind of travel
You know,
and
I mean, I've dated lots of them, but they're the wanderers. They don't want to settle down. They want to just keep playing. All of them are still single to this day. They're just playboys. Play, play, play. Those and Geminis. I run into
right.
those
Yeah.
two
But
types.
together you like you have good, right? When it works. You like Sagittarius
Good
energy.
sex, yes. Is that what you were trying to
Yeah.
say? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah.
So you're saying that the air and the fire are
Yeah. So
compatible
that's
matches.
you can
So
and then
which ones are those? So let's talk about which ones are
so
fire signs. Some people might not know.
yeah, so the first sign of the zodiac is Aries. That's a fire,
Mhm.
cardinal fire. And then second sign is Taurus, which is an earth fixed. And so that shows you that two signs that are next to each other don't really vibe, on the zodiac. Kind of like when two notes are played together in music, they
Uh,
kind of don't really, because they create interference. Like one is like this, and the other one is like that, and it's kind of so it's
ah.
like a tension, very high tension. So like Aries with Taurus, that's but then if you go one extra step in music and in astrology, then you get Gemini, which is a mutable air sign. So air and fire from the Aries, that's super good. That's like, yeah, air and fire. So you need oxygen to have a fire, right? and and like it creates space to, because like air is taking all the space, and air is information and mind stuff. And Geminis are very chatty and talk a lot. I know Saad is a Gemini rising, so he's probably like me, very chatty, talkative, curious, playful, and just like fast learner and just adaptable and kind to everyone. Oh, I can help you with that. I have time. Oh yeah, what do you need? Oh, cool. That's Gemini energy.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, Gemini is also the twin sign. So you have two face. You have the shadow Gemini self, and the that people usually don't know, but you know it from within. But then maybe it comes out when you're unconscious.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I love doing shadow work as a Gemini. Like Scorpios is my sixth house, so yeah, doing shadow work and all that. That's kind of like the dirty work that I know gets you somewhere. So it's like the relationship you have with each. And I see a lot of harmony. Sorry, I didn't get to talk a lot about you guys' chart, because I know you guys wanted to kind of know more about that. I was gonna share my screen. I don't know if we still have time for
Yeah,
that, but
yeah. Are we gonna go do the watch a love life natal chart reading
cool.
right
Yeah,
now?
I'm gonna
Okay,
share.
sure. Go ahead.
I want to share screen and talk deeper about like the elemental relationships between two charts and show how complex it is. So do you guys see that?
No,
Yeah.
we see you.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I see. I gotta put it on the stream. Okay,
Yeah, there it
there it
is.
is.
So
Mhm.
that's a chart. That's you see all these points, all these planets everywhere in the chart. So you have a blend of energies in one person. So it's hard to say exactly what sign is good for me, because you're only looking at the sun. You're only thinking about one aspect of you, and you're so multi-aspected,
Jenna.
multi-dimensional, right?
This
So this
is this is mine.
this is Jenna. This is Jenna's
Jenna's.
right now,
Jenna's. Okay, I wasn't sure
and
which one.
it's also superposed with the current planets today,
Ah,
right now.
gotcha.
So the outside planets are right now, and the inside are Jenna's natal chart. And you can
Okay.
see Jenna is a Taurus here, so that's the sun symbol, and it's in the sign of Taurus, 29
Uh,
degrees. At the end of Taurus, it's a master degree, very powerful and very magical and transcendental kind of Taurus, and um, very close to Gemini. And then Mercury here is in Gemini, so I see Jenna. The way you talk is very You're very kind of curious, playful, and good with words, clever, and witty, and charming.
Yes,
That's
she
Gemini
is.
energy, and like kind of like, yeah, just kind of curious and like having fun. You don't like to be bored. Like your mind likes to kind of stay stimulated with things, and start sometimes, yeah, careful not to overthink about things, because that can cause anxiety.
But let's talk about love. Like I know these are it's
Love.
awesome to hear all about her, but let's talk about her and Sot.
So
Um, like how are
actually,
they compatible in that way and
yeah,
stuff?
actually, in love, we don't really look at the sun. We look at, I mean, the
Right.
sun is very important. Yeah, Taurus, grounded, materialistic in a certain way, but doesn't have to necessarily mean about like money. Could be like more like you care about food, or you care about something that is tangible, something is in the 3D world. So that's why it means by being grounded. But then when you look at Venus, where's Venus? Venus is right here. What the hell is Venus? Oh, there it is. It's in Cancer. So Cancer is family, and it's home and affection and vibes, and that works well with Taurus. So I would say that for that person, uh, it's similar to Janet. You like you're gonna work better with air, like sorry, with water and earth. So you're gonna work with the other Taurus, other, so like the Earth is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And I see that your Mars is in the Virgo, and so that's your masculine energy and what you look for in a man. And Virgo is like hardworking. So like when I say those words, it's also like it doesn't have to be the everything that I say. It's kind of like these are like generic keywords for every energy, and it's like way bigger than that what it is. So you take what applies, but Virgo generally, like some keywords with Virgo is organized, OCD, or nitpicky, wanting to fix everything, and sees the mistake in everything. And so that's like there's a dark side a little bit you can see there that is possible, but on the good side is Virgo cares about the service being done perfectly, and just like processing the day-to-day stuff, everyday stuff. So yeah, someone who's grounded, definitely someone who has a plan, someone who's not afraid to say what needs to be fixed, and is gonna be down here on earth, and not just like saying stuff and not acting on them. Like there has to be like physical, and there has to be care also for her emotions, because that's her emotional style. That's like her love language is like cuddles.
So she needs
Very
someone that's like that. So how is Sot like
yeah.
that?
How is Sat like that? So if you look at both of those energies, so that's Sat and Jenna, and you look at Mars and Mars are conjunct. That's a rare alignment, and that's a perfect alignment for. That's like a okay. You guys are compatible and alignment, and then you have Jupiter here next to each other, and you got, because you're born in the same year almost. You have a lot of generational planets that are aligned, like Jupiter, Saturn. See that Saturn, Pluto, and so this means that there's a lot of energies that are shared in common, things in common, subjects, and so lessons. Like we come here, and those planets kind of are our teachers, and we're like moving through life and learning how to use those energies and connect with them, and expand the universe as we do that. So we have, yeah, when we connect with other people who have these shared things, so it amplifies both of your energies. So your Marses are compatible there. And then you look at um this is Sat's Venus, and it's in Capricorn. And so he likes tradition, he likes like structure and like ambition, and some he likes his feminine energy, whether it's in himself or in whoever he's
Ah,
connecting with. He likes that long term, like looking at what can we build together. And so with the love for family here and the love for structure, that's an opposition. Capricorn oppose
right.
Cancer,
Yeah.
and
Huh.
that's very constructive. But it also compromises on each other, because you can't be all about family. You have to think about a structure. You have to think about career. You have to think about your public image and how you fit in the bigger scheme of things, and how we're gonna secure that family and that secure foundation. So it's cool when you see these alignments. You're like, okay, you guys have things are aligned, and you have things that are opposed. So it's like you're
But they're
holding each other.
compatible. but they're
and it's
compatible to
yeah,
each
it
other.
creates a lot of magnetism. That's the word. It's
Mm.
like you come together, and then there's this tension, and that there's a fight, there's a dance, and it's
Nice.
spiritually a very great relationship. And also with Janet, I see that Janet fits well in this picture because Janet also has Mars and Virgo. Where is her Mars? There it is, Virgo. So Janet also vibes with this, even though Janet is in a different stage of life right now. She's about to go through a Saturn return, the second Saturn return of a human life, and so her whole life is about to change and get restructured, and new, like yeah, building a new foundation for yourself.
Hold on, girl.
You ready?
Yeah, yeah, and this is in conjunction with you letting go of an old person you were, and old patterns and old attachments, and meeting new people, networking. So this live stream is definitely a manifestation of this concentration of energy you see here, which is right now Mercury, North Node, Destiny. Mercury is like our mind. Right now, our mind is focused on what can we solidify, what can we manifest. And so that's kind of something you're manifesting, and it's in your seventh house of other people, partnerships, relationships. And seventh house is the house
I got
also.
Venus in there too, right?
Exactly. So Venus is love, romance. It's, and sharing. So love in the planet of your love sector. Seventh house is the house of Libra, which is ruled by Venus, and Taurus is also a Venus sign. So a lot of sensuality and love and
Oh,
connecting our
good.
values
Mm.
and like sharing your value with the world, because Uranus is the world and the internet and the future and progressiveness. And there's this hope you have that the wisdom you've learned throughout your life is gonna advance humanity, and that's what I see is going on here. And it's
Nice.
like the universe is calling you to do this because that's North Node conjunct your Jupiter is expansion, philosophy, life, learning, wisdom. And North Node is like the evolutionary purpose of life in general right now. It's like what do we want to manifest, what kind of world do we want to create, and what attachments do we want to let go of, because that's the opposition between the destiny
Ah, I
point
see.
and the
Yes.
Rahu, the tail of the dragon, which is touching your sun, which is your identity. And then you have Neptune connected to your sun, so your identity is tied to everything that your consciousness taps into, which you have a strong imagination and a strong connection to dreams and spirits and everything woo woo. And so and
So
like
funny. So it's totally me. I
yeah,
mean, I'm right in the middle of creating 3 businesses at once,
exactly, yeah,
and it's all to help.
it's
It's all to
huge.
help humanity and sharing my gifts of, or not really my gifts, but well, my gifts, but all the
That's
things
what we
I've
do.
learned over the years
You're
with the
so
world.
gifted, girl. Yes.
Yeah,
So
and being
yeah, that's
alongside
cool.
Jenna and Saad is really productive because they also have all of these long-term energies and building, and building trust. And I say also like a little bit of, yeah, like Chiron is important to look at when it comes to love, because we all have a wound. We all have like something that we carry that is painful and that just needs a little bit of love, but it's also not love from the external, it's love from within yourself that you want to that is really the key to healing. That's why this symbol looks like a key. That's Chiron, the wounded healer. And so when it's in Taurus, which is that's Jenna's, I think Jenna's Chiron is in Taurus, and Sat's Chiron is in Taurus also. So they share this kind of a similar wound related to Taurus stuff, which is values, touch, physical, abundance, financial stability. Taurus is stability. It's being reliable. So maybe some self worth stuff that you start healing others because you learn so much about that, and but somehow this pain stays with you, but you keep
Who is
transcending.
you? Who's you?
So here we're looking at Jenna and Sot. So like that,
Okay.
people with Chiron and Taurus would vibe with that one, or Chiron in the second house. So
Okay.
could be a wound related to money, not having enough, or overindulging, or not being worthy, or something about values. Taurus's values and its resources, and it's also beauty and nurturing the body. So maybe if like if you give people fashion advice, you give people, like people who have issues with their bodies, you can help them be better and love themselves. Like that's Taurus is also love. It's also loving your body and like loving the earth, right?
Nice.
So
Awesome. Thank you so
yeah,
much, Alex. That's so insightful.
Yeah, that's really neat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks to having me here, and to everybody who's watching and wants to learn about astrology. The information is out there. You can, just start Googling, get your free chart done at astro.com or any other website. I'm gonna drop my link in somewhere, if I can put it in the chat and you can put it
Yeah,
up so that
I'll
people
put it up.
can book me if someone is interested in a reading. I just created my kind of a landing page for now where you can book me and the different services that I provide, combining astrology, human design, and more numerology. And I just like syncretize your life and I help you kind of, if you're interested in learning about it, you know what I mean?
Did
So,
we, did
um,
we mention the part about everyone who signs up for the Love Accelerator Academy is going to get a reading from Alex?
I don't know. Did we mention
I don't
that?
Yeah, we did. You did, but we can say it again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my
Well,
friend.
Alex, so when you sign up for the Love Accelerator Academy, we're going to give your information to Alex, and he's going to do a detailed reading just for you,
Mhm.
incorporating everything he just said. I particularly love hearing that he's going to be incorporating human design and the different, numerology and astrology. I've had, some experience with all of those, and to get that combined essence of it is wonderful in my opinion.
Powerful. Absolutely. Yeah, we're so super excited to have him on board. I feel like he's so wise and has really been studying all this for a long time. So if you're even remotely interested, please check out this website, sign up to get a reading, or join the Love Accelerator Academy and it will be included in the course.
Yeah, the love reading. I love the love vibe reading.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna actually use it in order to create the love life game plan that we're gonna be putting together for you in the academy. So much juicy stuff to come, including the singles event, guys. If you haven't gotten your ticket, we're looking for more men right now. We have more, like double the amount of ladies signed up as we do gentlemen. So I'm looking for more conscious gentlemen who want to join us. Early bird pricing ends on June 17th, but go ahead and get your ticket now so that it will help us with the gender balance.
Yeah, just go to conscioussinglesevents.com.
Do we have a maximum attendance? Sorry.
So go to conscioussinglesevents.com. That'll take you to our Facebook group called Singles in Austin, and you can join the group and you can find out the details there.
I think last time we had like 40 was like a good number. I mean, we might, if we have enough signups, which we could, we might, we might have to close registration because like we're full. Sign up.
Last time we got full, we had to turn people away. Actually,
yeah, there were some people that we
get your ticket now.
So hopefully those people are signing up now.
Yeah.
Right. So definitely go there and get your tickets now. Again, conscioussinglesevents.com. It'll take you straight to our Facebook group for right now. Eventually, there will be a website coming soon.
Yeah.
And then again, if you want to get a full reading, go to this website, Alex. I love that. So Alex Astrology. Is it astrology? Yeah, I know. That's awesome. So great. Well, I think, is there anything else we want to leave with before we close up? I wanted to say thank you for everyone that was watching. I forgot to say at the beginning, but if you're listening to this live, please press #live in the comments. If you're listening to the replay, please put in #replay into the comments so we know when you got to listen to this. I want to say thank you again. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thank you, Alex, so much for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Alex.
Yes.
Looking forward to reading more charts and reading your charts and diving deeper.
Great. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. And we will see y'all in about a month.
Yes.
On our next live stream.
Event. Woohoo.
Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Adios.